particular size, style bat?
I don't know. I haven't really even looked at like the length and weight and stuff yet. I'm assuming usually bats are like 33 to 34 inches, 30 and a half to 31 and a half ounces. So probably in there somewhere, but to be honest, I really didn't look.
Are you going to let him hear the end of it that you hit a home run with this bat before he did?
That's rude.
Sorry.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to Marty Time TV and the Section 1904 podcast. We are brought to you by the all-new Jamul Casino Resort, the Players Place. Kind of scrambling a bit for today's show because, as you guys know, it's graduation week. San Diego Unified was last week. RB was this week. So shout out to my niece, Mila Caswell, who graduated from 5th grade today. And Darren Smith was good enough to go ahead and join me on the fly. Because, Darren, we have a little bit of Padres news, which I don't think you're caught off guard by, and that would be the struggling Padres have DFA'd Nick Castellanos.
Oh, is that what I'm doing here today? Is that the role that I'm playing? Oh, I'm sorry.
Yes.
I thought I was just getting a little bit of nervous energy out of the way before game one of the NBA Finals coming up later on today. It says it right there at the bottom of the screen.
Does.
Game one of the Finals. I thought that's what I was doing here. It's just going to, give a vibe check as to what was going on in my universe, taking a break from watching all of these social media edits. It's not, Marty, that I'm super surprised or not surprised. It just sort of was obvious that this is the time in the calendar where we have seen some of these players, some of these types of players run out of their time.
Yeah,
with the Padres. And Nick Castellanos was DFA'd. Padres it put this information out I know everybody always gets super wrapped up in credit. We've designated first baseman outfielder Nick Castellanos for assignment, selected the contract of infielder outfielder Samad Taylor from AAA El Paso. Taylor will wear the number 0. He is an infielder. Listen, this is all the cliches, performance-based, meritocracy. When you have a negative wins above replacement, Marty, and your slash line is 191, 221, 339, the team's taking a flyer on you. You've played 19 games in right, 3 or 4 games at first base. I don't remember. Maybe two of those were a start. Didn't work for him there. Couple of games at DH, had some moments, had a moment or two for Castellanos hitting 4 home runs, but ultimately, and in Philadelphia, I'm sure
I know.
That's rude is making the rounds, I'm guessing, as a meme today on social media. But, what are you supposed to say? Really, he was given an opportunity to earn his stay, and he didn't earn it. So I think from that standpoint, I'm not sure. I'm not sure what we're supposed to say about Samad Taylor. Respectfully, John Goddard sent me a text earlier today. He's like, "Hey, I could help you out too about some of the other players that are getting called up." Since we talked a little bit about that on Friar Territory. I'm not going to invest a ton of time in a 27-year-old minor leaguer who's played 38 games, just not. I don't know. Is this commentary about Jake Cronenworth? Is he ready? Is he not? I thought it was interesting that in Philadelphia, game 1, that the Padres lost 3-2. I thought that there were opportunities to pinch hit Nick Castellanos, and they chose not to do it. Maybe this is why.
Especially after he got a video tribute from the Phillies.
I didn't even realize that.
He got a huge ovation from the Philly fans when they showed him. He got his video tribute. Wasn't in that game, and then DFA'd in Philly where the controversy started for him.
Okay. Did he go out there on the field? Like, did he go out, tip his cap, all that with the video tribute?
I apologize. I was actually listening on the radio, listening to Jesse and Tony at that time, so I do not know, but they said it was a very loud, extended ovation for a video tribute. Wasn't just a, hey, thank you.
What if the Phillies sign him? What if he just goes walking across the field and tonight he's in the lineup for the Phillies? Can you imagine that? And then he's out there today.
That's like, and then he hits a home run.
Oh, yeah.
100%.
What a story.
Imagine, right?
That would be amazing. Probably not going to happen. I don't have any issue with the signing of it. I don't think this makes anybody look bad. They rolled the dice on it, Marty, and he had a moment or two. I don't know what his impact was inside of the clubhouse. From what I can tell through the lens of Marty Time Television, generally speaking, it seemed like other players responded pretty well to him. I don't know what this means for the outfield because right now you have Jackson Merrill playing center. Fernando Tatis Jr., does he now play more right? Or, because there's Jace Bowen now, he gets involved somehow. Will we see more Gavin Sheets? Ramon Laureano's on the injured list. So don't know what to make of the outfield. I suppose we'll have our answers here soon enough since we're recording at 12:35.
No, actually, we're not recording. We're live.
Oh, we're live. Well,
I can tell you,
we're doing whatever we're doing at 12:35. So we'll get our answers before too long because the lineup should come out right about now.
Right. You asked how he was perceived in the clubhouse. He seemed to fit in really, really well. He did. He seemed.
There's all sorts of unintended comedy in that too.
I know.
He fit in really well. He strikes out, doesn't hit.
I know.
Can't really run.
My favorite quote, one of my favorite quotes on the entire Padres clubhouse is now gone. I was a little bit surprised. I thought maybe if you're the Padres, you're thinking, when it comes postseason time, this is a type of at bat that you might value, someone who's been in a big situation, someone with more experience. But now I'm just looking at what the Padres have done the past couple of days. Maybe we should get John Conniff on the show right now, Darren, because I don't know much about who the Padres just called up. So they're going with a 25-year-old who just made his major league debut yesterday in Jace Bowen. We talked to Kyle Glazer on Friar Territory about, listen, you need to temper yourself. He's not coming in to be the savior. This isn't like a top 3 prospect the Padres organization.
Who thought that though? Did anybody actually think that?
People on Threads.
Come on.
Just they were showing they were excited by the slug he was showing in El Paso, Darren.
Everybody's always excited about the slug in El Paso.
I know.
I know. It's one of the most misleading things of all time. Now, sometimes it translates, right? We could say, at least for the first month plus of the season, that the slug we saw from Luis Campusano seemed like it was carrying over into the big league. So that was good. But oftentimes, and we can go back and we can not even talk about El Paso. We could talk about the Anthony Rizzo days where they used to be like, hey, go down, work on this. And he would go down there and he'd just try to jack home runs left and right. They're like, you're not, this isn't, you're falling in love with some of the statistics. So, it's the Pacific Coast League. It's the same story that we say every single season here. So you'll forgive me. I think it's cool that a guy got called up. He got his first big league hit. I feel bad. I feel terrible that, there's 2 ways to be angry about Tuesday's game against the Philadelphia Phillies. One of them is to talk about the player who probably has the most major league at bats, and that would be Manny Machado.
Yes.
And to say that Manny Machado has essentially been terrible for a year. I mean, outside of 1 month, Marty, and this is the exercise I went through yesterday. Outside of July of last year, where Manny batted .333 and had an OPS over 1,000, outside of July of 2025, he has been bad for a year.
Wow.
So we can talk about him and take out our frustrations on him, or we can pick on the kid that just got called up for the first time and got his first major league hit because he looked completely overmatched at the end of the game and struck out 3 times. But guess what? That's what he does. It's what he's done in the minor leagues. He struck out almost 700 times in the minor leagues. So, if you think somebody's coming up here and he's going to be vying for a batting title, this isn't it. This isn't your guy. So it's just about getting a guy with a different vibe, some energy, some speed. Is that get rid of the older veteran energy and bring in the young energy, bring in more some better base running on this team too.
Base running has been atrocious.
What is going well? The starting pitching is holding its own. I really don't know if is Tatis just trying to make something happen. Just trying to desperate. I'm going to do what I do. I'm just going to go ahead and make some, take advantage of a mistake. They're running themselves. They've probably cost themselves, I'm going to say just generously 3 to 4 games recently with base running when they've had legit opportunities, including it's a tough one to explain from Tatis because we've seen him do some ridiculous things. We've seen him score on a sacrifice fly that was hit not too far out of the infield. So he's done things that are straight out of the Matrix.
Yes.
But that's one where, and I had to go back and watch it because I was listening in the car. I was in and out of Costco, Marty. You might be interested to know.
Next time you're at Costco, give me a chicken. I love chicken? Those rotisserie chickens are $5 and they're so good. They're amazing.
Yeah, they're good.
I also eat some blueberries. I'll send you a list.
Well, that's a lot of blueberries. You have to eat a lot of blueberries if you're going to get blueberries from Costco.
But you can freeze them.
Freezing blueberries, interesting.
Because you can with the smoothies.
Huh.
Yeah.
Well, that's good to know.
Yeah. Sorry, where were you?
So I had to go watch it. I was like, okay, maybe, did he get duped? But the shortstop rotates over. So there's it's baseball 101. like if you're doing something and Craig Stammen afterwards has to say, well, we always want our guys to be aggressive. That's not being aggressive, right? Like, hey, you're aggressive, 2 outs, third base coach, like, hey, this team can't hit, so I'm going to send this guy. That's being aggressive. You get thrown out by a whisker. You go, I can live with that. You took a chance, right? Make the fielders make a play. There's nothing aggressive about that. That was just stupid. It's stupid because the shortstop, you can see it on the replay. He rotates over. There's a guy there. So, you just can't have it. Can't have it. But I did feel like the tone after Tuesday was, and maybe this is just a way to change the tone. Maybe this is just a way to say, hey, listen, these guys, like our fans are so angry, they are attacking this 25-year-old.
No, I know.
So let's throw Nick Castellanos overboard just so we can change the subject here.
But I appreciate this comment from
Marty. I don't know what else sense this makes in terms of actual roster.
Okay, I like this comment from Ash Clay who's joining the YouTube chat. The Mariners benefited from bringing in younger energy. Maybe the Padres are trying out the same. Brett G wants to know if AJ is showcasing some AAA guys for trades. I think that was what Jim Bowden wrote about.
But these guys aren't prospects.
No, I know, but I don't know.
I don't mean that in a bad way, but this guy was available. He wasn't part of it. He didn't get drafted. He was. I probably still have my Friar Territory notes here somewhere.
Yeah.
What was he? He was Jace Bowen was the 23rd ranked Padres prospect. He's in AAA, according to MLB Pipeline. He was picked up for free. I mean, the Pirates are like, yeah, we don't have any use for this guy. I hope it works out for him. I do. Again, it's not a knock on him. I did feel bad that he was such a target last night because it just, oh my God, he just got completely overmatched. I want to be one of the best days of this guy's life, but also Samad Taylor is another guy. Like he's not. What are we talking about here? Like these aren't showcasing people. Like
did you mute, Darren? You muted? Did you mute yourself?
Okay,
no.
I'm back.
Okay, there you go. Okay.
What point of that ramble did I mute myself?
You felt bad for Jace Bowen.
I did.
Fans
should have been one of the best days of his life.
I know.
And instead, it's like, holy crap, this guy couldn't hit that with an ironing board.
I know. By the way, the lineup is out.
I got it.
Okay, Machado.
Tatis, Andujar, Machado, Sheets, and left. Which in that ballpark, just go put your back up against the wall.
Yeah.
Bogarts, France, Merrill, Bowen in right. Duran behind the plate, like forever.
By the way,
and Bueller. Yeah, Yeah.
And to your point, listen, people looking at the numbers from the other Padres who are struggling, you're not DFAing Manny Machado. You're not trading him, right? That's not going to happen. Laureano, we'll see what's happening with his injury situation. The Freddie Fermin one, when Luis Campusano comes back, he is lost. Absolutely nothing. And the angst isn't there. Most of the angst from last season was spent on Martin Maldonado, and I'm already forgetting who the second catcher was. Anyways, the angst was on how bad the catching situation was. They were more productive than what the Padres are getting this season right now, especially with Campusano injured. I'd imagine that when Campusano is back and he is getting close, that Freddie Fermin cannot be in this roster. I mean,
Diaz was the other catcher. You're right. Yes, that's what's in there. I promise you, this is not an attempt at humor. Wasn't there some questions about whether or not Fermin was concussed earlier this year?
Yes.
He just throws the ball like we're like way over all the infielders. That thing's just sailing into the outfield.
He has taken a beating behind the plate.
He can't see on the ABS challenges anymore, Marty. It felt like he really has gone into a slump there. So I do wonder if we're gonna hear somewhere down the road, maybe
like the Jake Cronenworth route, where he
I don't know how else to explain it.
Yeah, because you can say maybe he's not a full-time catcher, but he wasn't this bad.
Right.
But
again, Marty, all of this is sort of just the sidebar for what is truly one of the biggest ailments of the Padres, and that is Manny. That is Manny Machado, who batted 177 or 127 in May, batted 222 in March, who is, as Kevin Acee pointed out today, if you want to read it, who is the worst hitter in all of Major League Baseball. He's a centerpiece of this offense. He is hitting in one of the prime spots in the lineup. He continues to do that. Kevin explained why it was that nobody should expect Manny Machado to be batting seventh anytime soon.
Because there's no one else. Because there's nobody else that you want. Because you don't want. I mean, batting seventh today is, or eighth is Bowen. I'm sorry, is Jackson Merrill. So I'm not sure that you haven't seen something from Jackson Merrill. You know what? We're going to go ahead and flip it, and we're going to move Manny Machado. We're going to drop Manny and move Merrill up. You don't have a guy. The guy who could hit third right now is probably Tatis.
Plus, he still has 10 home runs. So
yeah, exactly.
I mean, it's pretty much the only way the Padres even score anymore is, somebody figures out a way to get on base and Gavin Sheets or Ty France hits a homer. So, I mean, that's why I was doing all this work last week trying to see what their percentage of runs scored on the home run was, and it didn't lead me to the conclusion that I was searching for, so I had to scrap it. But Marty, they're not, I mean, at least over the last couple of years, people could say what they want about Victor Rodriguez, and I suppose by extension they can say what they want to say about Mike Schultz, but we saw innings like where they batted around. We saw like actual rallies. When's the last time we saw any of that? I don't watch every minute of every game, so I'm sure something happened somewhere. But when is the last time you think that they just open up an inning
and they wore a pitcher down?
Yeah, just completely crushed some pitcher, just turned him in the dust. It just doesn't seem like it happens very often. So I don't know. Is it a change in philosophy? Is it erosion of skills? Has the message, I wish I had better answers for you. I just know that what we're watching, Marty, doesn't make you, it does not inspire. It just does not inspire. All right. I like this on the screen. Walker Buehler will show up today. He will bring his A game going against the leading Cy Young. I will say, I would like to see Walker Buehler get, Walker Buehler's been pulled from some of these games by his manager, yet they've left Griffin Canning out in other situations to get thumped on out there. So there is a little bit of mixed messaging about how much time you're leaving some of these starters out there compared to how much time you are or how quickly you're pulling somebody like that. I'm not saying that he should go through the lineup a third time. I'm sure there's a ton of data suggesting that that's the bad call, but just doesn't seem like anything's really working right now, does it?
No, it is not, Darren. By the way, from that comment from Mason Miller, by the way, congratulations to Mason Miller, the National League reliever of the month. Again, haven't seen Mason Miller, 5-6 days? It's been a while.
Had a 4-out save in Washington.
Okay.
So that was good.
That was good. That was very good. Yep.
That was good. Yeah, I mean, good luck to them today.
Christopher Sanchez.
What about Tatis, the new Arise? Only 30+ million more expensive. I know we said that on Friar Territory yesterday. If you were listening, he's become a singles merchant. I mean, it's better than the alternative. Maybe they just decided, listen, last year's Tatis was fine. Just go back to doing that. We don't need to be messing around with you and trying to get you to turn into some 40 home run hitter like what was said in the offseason, I think, after Craig Stammen's press conference, Marty. Right. Didn't you have that quote about
I do.
The version of Tatis that we want is 2019, 2021 Tatis. And
the one that we saw in April, the one that was an MVP, that hit like 7 home runs in April and was like an MVP, early MVP candidate in April. Maybe, you know what? Go back to the version that made you.
Just be that guy last year. It's
the
fine.
one that made you the surprise all-star, where you booked your vacation because you didn't think you need. By the way, if you're the Padres,
25 home runs is a blessing, please. Just get us close to that.
Yeah.
We missed what even we had last year. Like what happened years ago is so far gone. It's not even worth thinking about anymore, or trying to mess with you, or trying to get you to go back to that version. Just go back to being a grumpy all-star. Right. The argument for Victor Rodriguez coming back is silly. I mean, I don't know. What's the argument? What's the argument?
I'm not too sure, but I listened yesterday. Here's the thing. So yesterday,
bad last year. People keep saying the Padres were bad last year. I mean,
they just didn't have slug. You need to have slug. The lack of slug hurt them in the postseason. Yeah. That's where it hurt the Padres.
You wouldn't rather have last year's offense than this year's offense, Marty? I mean, they were 7th in batting average, I think, and 9th in on-base percentage.
Okay,
off the top of my head.
And again, I think yesterday I was listening.
This is much better. You're right. That being dead fucking last in everything is way better. And again, I know it sounds like we're just yelling about the coach. The coach is just the person who's in the middle of the conversation, because it's either information or message not being received, or there's some malfunction there. There's just something that is not functional about either the information or how the information is being relayed or who's doing the relaying of the information or how, like there's something there that is not firing. And it doesn't really take an expert to point this out.
All right. So let's see. So Nathan asked, Devor, when do we have a serious conversations about Preller? I think we're always having, I think it's been like, I feel like it's been constant. I feel it's been a conversation for the past 5 years during, when Peter was still alive to after he passed until the sale and he gets the extension. I think that conversation is going to be ongoing. Just because he has the extension does not guarantee that he's going to be the guy, because new guys always love their own people, as we pointed, and especially if this team continues to stumble, Darren, then the offseason could get even more interesting. But I think that conversation is always ongoing when it comes to AJ Preller, the manager that he hired, and the coaching staff that they were allowed to go ahead and assemble.
I mean, didn't we just have a serious conversation before he signed his extension?
Yes.
And the organization, at least those who are in charge of such things, identified as John Seidler, I think publicly, decided that they would come up with an extension for him. So that's your conversation. Again, I also think a lot of this is just Marty in limbo, right? We're just sort of in a holding pattern until new owners get introduced and we've learned a little bit about who they are and how they want to operate. Like who's even running the show right now? Who is running the Padres right now? Do you have any idea? Seriously, like this is a question I don't think that anybody can answer.
No clue.
Who is running the Padres?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
Like right now, if Preller wanted to do something right now, who does he talk to? To Grupner, who is the CEO and has a small ownership stake and that he's going to hold on to.
I wish I had a small ownership stake.
So do I, man. That's worth a lot of money. Woof.
Yeah, what is the math on that? Like 150?
Oh, is it? Okay.
I think so. Math, not my area of expertise, but I think that checks out if what's being reported is accurate. But like literally, who is running the organization right now? Nobody knows. Nobody has any answers to this. I'm sure somebody would say, well, it's John Seidler until somebody new, but or if I spent a bunch of money, would I want somebody just to go ahead and trade prospects or not trade prospects or, shed payroll if they could, so.
Do you think do you think maybe they've already done it? Do you think they're having someone that's going to evaluate the entire organization as it's currently constructed? The rules.
Isn't that what John Seidler was supposed to do at the end of last year? Remember that whole after the playoffs, we're going to evaluate this from top to bottom.
Well,
how'd that work out?
Then they went for sale, so maybe not.
Yeah. I think
okay, this comment here. Send Manny a message by sitting him. Then maybe he'll take it more seriously instead of going through the motions.
Maybe. I mean, it can't be worse. We always worry about losing Manny, but what? I don't know.
When those players were having their own conversations in that locker room, whether it's led by Gavin Sheets or it was led by Nick Castellanos and Manny Machado and Tatis, what do you think they're talking about? Like, we've got to go ahead and do it ourselves because blank isn't working. This is not working. Is encouragement? I mean, my goodness. But the thing that surprised me with Nick Castellanos, if it were a matter of, Jake Cronenworth is coming back, and so we need a spot, I would kind of get it, right? But Jake Cronenworth is not exactly close to coming back, right? He's working out at Petco Park.
Just called up an infielder, didn't you?
Yeah. So I don't know that I just
Song looks completely overmatched too.
Oh my goodness. Right now, who do you feel good about, Darren? On June 3rd, what do you feel good about with this Padres team? Gavin Sheets. Wow.
Okay. And Nuhar, I think, can run in. I mean, they all can run into them every once in a while, but not great. It's not great. That's I think the point. None of it right now feels good. I think the question, Marty, that nobody can answer is this temporary, right? Is this the kind of thing that we look back in 3 weeks and we're like, yeah, got ourselves all hot and bothered about what was that again? Was it one of those? Is it one of those kind of blips on the radar? Because these pop up even in successful seasons, even in 93 win seasons, even in 90 win seasons, right? As has been pointed out, the Padres record so far in 2026 isn't too dissimilar from what it was in 25 or 24.
It was off by, I think, and I can't remember if I heard it on the TV or the radio yesterday, but the record as of yesterday, it's off. It was the exact same number of wins and maybe 2 more losses. So they were very, very close. And when we were dissatisfied or fans were dissatisfied last season, do you remember what the theme always was? Mike Schiltz teams, they come on late. They come on late in the
second half show.
Yeah, look, exactly. It's too much. The sample size is just too much right now because the sort of the slumps these guys are in, it just doesn't make any sense. Like that doesn't.
And how widespread it is, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I mean, they've gotten rid of other veterans. They just were like, hey, this Jason Hayward thing ain't working.
Yeah.
You know, this Connor Joe thing is like, it's run its course. You know, that
was obvious in spring training. Gurriel thing,
you know, gotta go. Like it ain't happening here. So, you know, listen, we've been down this road a couple times. That's why it's I think Kyle Glazer on Friar Territory referred to it as a 5-alarm fire, specifically about the offense. And I don't totally disagree that the things that we're seeing about this offense is just it's hard to wrap your mind around. But what nobody can answer is how temporary is it? It has been pointed out quite a few times that the worst hitter in the National League not only is Manny Machado, but it's also Manny Machado who signed for 8 more seasons here. So, you know, like, yeah, I don't have enough bandwidth to be processing what it's going to look like over the next 8 years. I'm just trying to figure out if we can get this team home in some sort of respectable fashion.
He's 34
so
years.
They can take on the Mets.
He's like 34 years old in a month, right? And so if you're the Padres, and I think probably listen, when that contract was signed, the whole idea was if you win a World Series or 2, or you're in the playoffs every single season, then fine, then that contract more than paid for itself. If you're the Padres, you're thinking, listen, if we can get. And he wants the Hall of Fame. Like he wants those sort of numbers, right? Like Miguel Cabrera, like who was his idol. That's what you want to get. You want to have that career. Maybe what Nelson Cruz was able to do. But if you're the Padres, can you get 3? Not great. Can you get 3 good years at Manny Machado going forward? 3 good years moving forward.
Marty, I mean, again, I think we're looking for how about 3 good weeks? Let's. Yes, and I realize expectations on him should be higher than that.
I'll go 1 week. They should be higher.
Yeah, I mean, can he get about self? He was an all-star last year.
Yep.
You know, Manny's been a 3-time all-star. I mean, this is his 8th season, too. Think about that. 2-time Silver Slugger. Was the most important player, I think, on a team that went to the NLCS 1 time. But you know, again, like I just because I did this and I don't want to completely waste my time. 127 in May, 525 OPS. 222 in March, April, 714 OPS. Last year, September, October, 207, batted 207, 675 OPS. We know the playoffs, not much there. August last year was 222, 590 OPS. July, I mentioned 1,000 OPS, batted 333, like totally looks like an outlier. June, 265, 792 OPS. Last May, good month, 340, 954. But now we're going back over a year. So, you know, it's just, it's not, it is a year of this for the most part, you know, and I know it's like, oh, we'll just take out that 1 month. Even if you include that month, I don't think the numbers, you know, are all that great. And I understand it, you know, again, like Padre fans had a choice last night, like the guy with the most at-bats in the big leagues or the guy with the fewest, you know, and it seemed like there was a lot of anger to go around. So, you know, I don't think that there's really a great answer on this one. One of these guys, though, you can send back to AAA in a couple of weeks if it doesn't work out and he keeps swinging at pitches in the left-hand hitter's batter's box. The other guy, you can't, you know, like you can't do that with the other guy. You don't really have a lot of options for what you're going to do with the other guy other than hope somehow he figures it out or somebody on the staff gets something to click for him. So, you know, pick whatever you want, you know, go shit all over the guy that just made his major league debut. Wouldn't be my approach, but I will admit it did not look good. Or the other guy who hasn't looked good in a year, who's also got 8 more years on his contract, who, you know, it's been a little bit of a lightning rod.
Sorry, I had my mic on mute.
It's okay.
My mic on mute. What did I just say?
My
mic on
mute.
It's a long week. It's been, what day is it? Wednesday? It's been a long week.
Yeah.
Summer school starts tomorrow. Woo!
Summer school does?
Summer school starts.
All I know, though, Marty, is I keep flipping on Twitter and I keep seeing that the Padres are interested in Tarek Scuba, though.
Really? Oh, my God.
Yeah. That's what the team needs.
Okay, so put the package. So Jace Bowen. Who else in the package for Scooble? Freddie Fermin. What else?
I mean, I just keep seeing this over and over and over again. Like, okay, Tarek Skubal. Maybe. Hey, you know what they say, Marty? AJ Preller. He always has some cards up his sleeve.
Oh God, Salas. Oh boy. You
trade it? I mean, seriously. I mean, I'm asking this dead serious. Would you trade Ethan Salas right now for Tarek Skubal?
No, absolutely not. Skubal's a free agent after the season, correct? Absolutely not. No.
Maybe last year I would have. I mean, last year I definitely.
Last year, you mean last year's team?
But yeah, I mean, last year's team. I was like, yeah, is this a team worth investing in? Yeah, of course it is, because Dylan Cease is running out of time on his contract.
Right.
Yu Darvish is running out of time in his career. Luis Ariz is running out of time on his contract. Robert Suarez is probably going to opt out.
Right.
So yes, like if I'm going to sustain, or if I'm going to make a run at winning and some level of sustainability with success, I'm probably going to invest in last year's team. I have to say, if I'm objectively looking at this year's team, I don't. I mean, what is Tarek Skubal doing for you? I mean, just don't know.
Can he hit?
Can he hit? And he's a free agent at the end of the year. You don't even get a comp pick for him. So listen, I understand the insiders have to talk about something.
Right.
He is
the sexiest possible trade candidate out there, right? Skubal.
You want to get your algorithm going? Talk about Tarek Skubal.
Right.
So,
all right. How about this? Should the Padres trade for Mike Trout if he's available?
He's got to finish too, isn't he?
Not totally. He's not completely finished, and he'd probably lead the Padres in most defensive categories. Look at his numbers right now.
Woody? Would you trade Manny for Trout? You can't, but
can't.
I mean, you can't, but hypothetically, you could.
Let's see what's he doing right now.
Would you?
Plays the outfield. No, because Manny plays more games. Like Mike Trout you're always waiting for him to like some catastrophic season-ending injury, and Manny will at least he gives you games.
He posts.
14 home runs. Let's see. 14 home runs. Same RBIs. Batting 243. Slugging 486. I'm sorry. Would you be quiet? Not you, Darren. You can keep talking because this is a show. Goodness.
What was your favorite moment from Castellanos? It had to be that two out, 2 strike homer, game tying homer that he hit against.
100%. I mean, he had some moments. Like you can point to what the role he had some. I thought maybe this is a guy that would be valuable, come postseason time. But of course, you have to get to the postseason first, and they are not trending in the right direction. Again, it's what the listener or the viewer said earlier. Maybe you're the Padres. You need to bring in some younger energy with more defensive versatility, because Nick Castellanos is a very limited player defensively, right? Spent time at first base trying to get out there, but not the greatest outfielder. There were times that balls went by him that you knew Tatis would make those plays. Of course, he's an extraordinary outfielder, but there were times where this team has no margin for error, 0 margin for error, and having to move guys back and forth, not ideal.
Mm-hmm. Well, we said it yesterday on Fire Territory if you missed it. 88 runs, Marty. 88 runs scored in the month of May. You have to go back to July of 2015 to find a full month for the Padres scoring fewer than 88 runs.
Incredible.
And I did do that. So you're welcome. Just in case you need that stat to kick around about how pathetic May was. God. You have to go back to July of 2015 to find a more pathetic month.
This was this after they quit? Wait, 2015.
Were they in quit mode in 2015? I don't think so.
Buddy,
that was probably Pat Murphy though.
But Buddy was fired. This is when Pat Murphy. Okay, got it.
Yeah.
Trout's doing good. What happened to Laureano? No one knows.
Marty, I got to get back to going watching Knicks videos.
Real quick. I mean, how are you ready for your Knicks? How do you feel?
Laureano, hip situation. Maybe that explains a little bit of his dip in productivity. I would think your hips are probably pretty important as a hitter.
I'm not putting that comment up there.
What's the comment?
Hips are important. No.
Who's it about? Me or you?
I'm not doing this.
Did you vote?
No, I'll tell you.
Is it about voting?
No, it's not. I'll take a picture. I'll send it to you. Hang on.
Okay.
All right. Hey, Darren, real quick, go ahead and give me how you're feeling on your Knicks. Where are you watching? Are you at home or going to a bar? Are you going to have like your group chat going? Have you bought tickets for San Antonio? What's going on with you?
Well, I did see that the price has really plummeted in San Antonio.
You got to go.
For game one. Yeah. For game one, they were down to about $750.
That's your ball. That's good. Right?
No. I did get a link for access to face value tickets for game 2. I couldn't muster any companions that wanted to make that trip though. Get-in price was about $1,300.
What's the most you're willing to pay to watch your Knicks in person? Once in a lifetime, because you can never take for granted that your team will be back. Never in any sport, unless you're the Dodgers.
Yeah, I mean, I think I will. I don't really have a price. I think it's more about like logistics, because then we're talking about a flight or two or a rental car. There's a lot more that goes into it. I think I'm gonna test the water, see how game 1 goes before I make an official decision on game 2 in San Antonio. And then I was looking at tickets for game 5 in San Antonio, but if something good happens in game 1 and game 2, then I might think about going across the country to be around it for 3 or 4. So I'm sort of all over the place with this.
I'm someone that lives with sports regret and life regret. If they win game 1 and it's a convincing win, then you book for game 5 right now. You can't be like everybody else and trying to book last second after game 2. After game 1, you're feeling good, go for it. Real quick, and I like to outsource to all you great listeners, and thank you guys so much for watching Marty Time TV, the Section 1904 podcast. What are the great sports bars in San Diego to watch the World Cup? I know Fair Play in North Park, Darren's always a great spot, right?
Always great. Yeah,
always
I mean,
great.
they will be at capacity. So if you want to go ahead, I know there's 35 different start times for this tournament this year. But if you want to get ahead of a game that you want to watch, and let's say the game kicks off at 3 p.m., I wouldn't think that you have any chance of getting in there at 2:45.
Okay.
I would think you probably have to be pretty set up if you're going to get into that bar. Fair Play is always good. Bluefoot's always good. I think there's a bunch of bars, Marty. I was in your neighborhood the other day. Where did I have lunch? I had lunch at Crack Shack, which is
really?
Yeah, very good. They built this whole outdoor patio. It's wonderful. Where else? I would think that there's, I have to find a map, and this is where I would like to incorporate people that are watching or listening.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to build a map of where fans of national teams will go and watch certain matches. Shakespeare, always a great spot to watch. Princess Pub, always a great spot. Novo's going to be a great spot. But are there specific locations per national team, right? Like if I want to go party with Colombians, where are my Colombians hanging out?
That used to be Miller Field. That was the spot. That was the greatest spot until it became Breakfast Republic in PB. Such a great spot.
Where are you? Where are pick a national team. Where are the Norwegians hanging out? Are there very, very specific locations per national team? That's what I would like to know, because I would like to build a map there. Yeah, I know. 5,000 for tickets. I know. I mean, that's just get in. I took a screenshot of how some of these prices are. It's insane. What else? That's what I'd like to know, though. I'd like to know where different national team bars are. If in fact there's some sort of deal set up with a particular bar, you're like, hey, like we're going to get all these games, we're going to bring you all this business. Are the English hanging out in I would think that's like Shakespeare's or that would be Princess. One of those
the place next to Tofu House. O'Brien's.
O'Brien's probably a US bar.
Okay.
It's traditionally been a US team bar. So that makes a ton of sense. Although if you're, maybe you just go up to SoFi Stadium. It's where they're going to open, and then they're going to go up to Seattle, I guess it is, and then back to SoFi. But TJ, I mean, Boy, you guys can't even give me this, huh? You guys can't even give me this. First time I feel good about this team in 32 years. And I got people out there. I have no issue with anybody rooting for Victor Wembanyama, by the way. He's great. No, I'll hate him by the end of the week. But I don't know, Marty. The team is – I've seen them win once this year. Made me very emotional to watch this team actually win something.
I get it. I get that feeling. I haven't had that feeling in
Can they
forever.
do it again? I don't,
I'm so jealous. I am jealous of you. I am really, really jealous because haven't had that feeling of like, listen, you do not root for teams when you cover. You just don't. You're not supposed to. And I will never feel the same way about the Padres although they were the team of my childhood, of my teenage years. But once you're in it for this long, man, you see how the sausage is made. It's completely different, but I would feel great for my city. I miss having that feeling, that type of feeling for a team I love so much. You know?
Yeah, it's great. I mean, I just keep watching these videos. The Knicks themselves put out this amazing video of the longtime broadcaster, Walt Clyde Frazier, who you might know. Maybe you don't know him by name, but he's always wearing these amazing outfits. And he's a champ. He was on the last championship team that the Knicks had in 1973. Played one of the great Game 7s of all time. And he put out this amazing video where he was just, he was getting dressed in his, incredible Walt Clyde Frazier style. And he just said, you could sort of see like he just had a really, really good feeling about where this is going. I think it's a real good matchup. I do. Doesn't mean much. Somebody can get hurt first 5 minutes of the game. Knicks have had a lot of rest. I think the emotional tank of San Antonio is got to be less than a quarter tank at this point. So I like the team. I do. I mean, this is how crazy this has been, right? There's a St. John's guy on the San Antonio team, Julian Champagny, who normally I'd be pulling for. There's 3 Villanova guys on the Knicks who normally I would hate, and yet here I am rooting for Villanova guys over St. John's guy at Madison Square Garden. But, that's what this series will do to me, I suppose. So, I don't know. I'm excited. I'm very nervous. I have a ton of anxiety about it. I feel like, Marty, like to compare it to a relationship, I've allowed myself to, to believe something for the first time in a long time, which exposes yourself in a way emotionally that could make things feel even worse. It's a lot better to just be like, yeah, this team sucks and doesn't have a chance.
Okay. Do you plan
which has been the last 20 years of Knicks fandom, but
do you plan, Darren, to embarrass yourself the way our friend and former colleague Jim Russell did with his 49ers?
No, I don't think so.
I dare you to have a moment's coming. I want you to have Leah either film you or you go ahead and just do your own video.
I did post a picture at the end of the NBA Cup at T-Mobile Arena.
Oh yeah, I remember
that. I mean, because we had some really good seats, and you could see in the background there was the big screen up there that said, NBA Cup champs, and again, like for me, people can dump all over that all they want. That was meaningful, just because the team is. Remember when the Padres made the playoffs? I want to say it was 2020, right, during COVID, and Mark Grant was kind of emotional on the broadcast, about the Padres getting back into the playoffs, even though it was a COVID year.
That's probably why, after all that stress of
stress, and he said like he was tired of the Padres just being like a joke forever, being kicked around and punched around by everybody, and it feels good, and it does, it does. So that's sort of where I was at, feeling like this might be the best it gets for me as a fan. I've seen them win the East twice in my life, now 3 times, and then I saw them win something that I think is of significance. And it did. I had a moment there. So not gonna lie. But this would be totally different. This would be amazing. So yeah, I don't know. I'm not gonna film it, Marty. I'm not gonna be that guy.
I want you to be that guy. All right. I'm gonna go through a couple of quick comments before we wrap. Marty needs to get a computer in her room. Living room in a house with kids is not a great place for YouTube. Here's the problem with that, okay? The bang, you guys are familiar with all the banging that happens upstairs because it's the construction workers, the banging and the drilling nonstop. Trust me, right now, this is the quietest room in my place in PB. From Brian, appreciate you, Brian. Kid laughing is the best sound in the world, especially when our baseball team is. Castellanos won at least 3 games this season with the Padres. How is Fermin on the roster, on the team? He's on the team because Luis Campusano is on the injured list. When Campy is back, I'd be shocked if the mood isn't directly for Campusano. Ask the kid Knicks or Spurs. Nick leads the team and go ahead RBI. All right. Well, now he's gone.
Is that true? Nick Castellanos had the most go ahead RBI on the team.
Really? I would keep thinking it's Gavin Sheets, but
I don't think he, listen, you have a 0.9 negative 0.9 baseball reference WAR, Marty. You're one of the worst players.
yeah.
So again, I just thought there was a role for him that maybe wasn't as reliant on his day in, day out performance. That's all. But we'll see where it goes from here for him. I don't, there were a couple of moments. There is no doubt about that.
There were some moments.
I mean, I just, I don't know. This is just like now Jace Bowen or
Can't believe
Gavin Sheets back in left. So
cannot believe they did it in Philly. But maybe if you're Nick, I know, but maybe if you're Castellanos, Darren, and you know that this team, that you're not part of the team's future or your plans, maybe you want to get an early jump and maybe hook up one in their team, or maybe you want it to end in that city. I don't know. It's cold, still cold.
It's cold business. It is a cold, cruel world in professional sports and in life. So, again, I don't know what would have been expected. Like what did he have to do in order to stick around for a little longer? I don't know that there's an answer to that. Again, because, maybe, that he didn't pitch it yesterday makes you think, like, did they know they were going to do this today and they didn't want to run the risk of putting him into an injury situation? Mm-hmm. Or does this give the manager a little bit of leeway to say, hey, listen, I'm going to play this guy a little bit more now. Since he did get 19 starts and right now, maybe this becomes Jace Bowen because you're trying to change your vibes around a little bit and give a younger player a chance. Maybe he will surprise you. Don't just because we've seen player after player come through the Pacific Coast League and look nothing like what their statistics looked like when they were hitting at altitude, doesn't mean that this guy doesn't have a chance. So again, I think that they worked with him a ton. John Conniff from madfriars.com suggested that the Padres really did a lot of work with this guy. So maybe they see something in him and judging him based on 3 at-bats in his major league debut, probably not the right way to go about it. Fare thee well, Nick Castellanos.
Fare thee well, Nick Castellanos. Appreciate all the great sound bites, and it was fun covering you for the short amount of time. Darren, thank you so much for your time today. I said, hey, I just need 15 minutes to talk about Nick Castellanos. It's been 45 minutes, so good luck to you and your Knicks tonight. Real quick, I do want to show this, that for those of you, thanks for watching Marty Time TV. We do appreciate your patronage. You can also subscribe to Darren on Substack, the Section 1904 podcast. I'm going to show you guys really quick a QR code so you can subscribe. He puts the audio version on that link as well as Apple and Spotify. It's right there. There's a QR code for the Section 1904 podcast. D. Smith, I will talk to you tomorrow, correct?
Fire Territory on Thursday, I think. Fire
Territory, yes. Oh, by the way, real quick, did you catch Buster Olney's piece on Peter Seidler?
I didn't read it, but I saw Shield Seidler's reaction to it.
Yeah, but I did read that, and she didn't like. There was about how some baseball executives thought that Peter was spending because of his health, which we knew about. This is a man that had fought cancer before. And so perhaps that's why he was spending the way that he did. She did not like that. Again, that was not Buster. That was what baseball executives in the sport have thought. I know I've heard that myself from other people too.
Sure.
But it was a good piece about how Peter's investment it transformed the Padres. And that's why they're about to sell for a record price. So
yeah, and I think the way that I often talk about that, I think it is a little bit crass for people to suggest that Peter was dying and therefore it was whatever,
right?
Throw money at everything and who really cares,
right?
I think it was more, from people that I know, Marty, who have worked in the building, who have worked with Peter, who were close with Peter, some still there, some not there. I think the phrase that always stands out to me was Peter was a boss, when fully healthy and around the office every single day and around the field, and pictures like the one that you just showed on Marty Time, that Peter managed aware of his own mortality, having had brushes with it in the past.
Yeah.
So it was something that not only was impactful for how he had his philosophical approach to the Padres, to life, but also something that he shared with a lot of his employees and said, hey, you never know. Take it from me. I'm a guy, look at my life here and look at the hand that I got dealt and some of the things that I've had to deal with. So choose how you want to live your life, because it is fragile. And I think that there's a difference between having a philosophical approach that has been impacted by your own mortality, which is something I think that is good advice for all of us, right? Whether we're fit as a fiddle or whether we've had any health challenges or whether we're dealing with loved ones who are dealing with health challenges, right?
100%.
Like I've had a lot of people that have talked to me about the Knicks. They're like, hey man, life is really short. Go do it. Do it. Peter would say, go do it. Peter would say, you're not going to remember that you spent $3,000 on this game. Just go do it. Yeah. Right? Take it from me. And Peter had a lot of that approach to how he ran the Padres. But I do agree. And I'm just seeing something on social media that if, there's some narrative out there that Peter was on death's door and he just decided, let's just throw a bunch of money at things and who cares about the future because I'm not going to be around for it. I don't think that that's it. I don't think that's it at all. I think Peter's overall approach, though, was impacted by his own previous health history. So.
I think he made those moves. I think he planned to be around. I do think that Peter thought that.
And that's what I think. I just sort of saw the post from Shield.
I know.
So I haven't read the story and I don't want to unfairly frame it, but I think if there's some suggestions out there that Peter knew that he only had a couple of months and F it, let's just, I don't think that's it.
Let the next guy go ahead and deal with it.
I don't think that's it, but I think Peter was like, hey, listen, we should all live our lives in a way where we're not going to be regretful, because there's a fragility to this that he had a lot more experience with than I, personally, or than you, I think. So, anyhow, I don't know. Maybe people did or didn't see the story. I'm not sure. All right, go Knicks. As Sammy Levitt said on NBC, Knicks in 4.
Was that right?
He did say that, yeah. No, I think he backtracked a little bit.
That's no fun. That's no fun.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, thank you all so much. Thanks so much for watching Marty Time TV in the Section 1904 podcast. We are brought to you by the all-new Jamul Casino Resort, the Players Place. Hey, you never know. Maybe the Padres can break Christopher Sanchez's scoreless streak. We'll see what happens. Thanks for watching. We'll talk to you tomorrow. Peace.
First off, stand up.
I'm just going to do it because you have way more years than me in the show.
That's right. Repeta. Hey, coming off first week of the season, Fernando, how do you feel the energy of the team is building as the season is progressing?
Feel great.
Una palabra nada más? Nice, that's how I would do it. How do you feel that the offense and the pitching staff are, working together and blending and picking each other up? You see how, the staff gives up some runs, the offense answers back. The offense doesn't. The pitching staff throws up some zeros. How do you feel like you guys are working together so far? 15 games or 16 games, however we've played during the season.
Yeah, we're working together very good.